What's up, guys? Scotty here with Ball for Soup, and I've been noticing that a lot of other paintball influencers and content creators, they're trying to sell you stuff at every turn. There's sponsors, there's ads, and there's none of that here on Ball for Soup. If you guys want to see the channel continue to maintain its independence, mash that sub button. When I get to 20,000 subscribers, I'm going to be giving away a gun. So if you guys want to see this content continue to be pure, without outside influence, without product placement, I need that support with the subscriptions. That being said, guys, let's get right into the story. A huge shout out and special thank you to FPS Paul, the true media OG, who provided the footage for this episode. Paul was covering Central Coast Incendiary at the last WCPPL, and that's where this background footage comes from. So if you guys like this footage and you want to see more of Paul's work, check him out on YouTube. I'll leave a link in the description. So I received no less than 3 Instagram DMs about if people should trade in their markers for a brand new Go4. And the deals that were being offered, they were too good to be true. So one guy had a used CS2 and the scammer was offering him a brand new Go4. So used CS2, $900, brand new Go4, $1,300. There's a gap in the value of the trades. Now, if you're doing trade-ins as a business, something like Trade My Gun, right? They're gonna offer you a lower price on your trade-in because they're gonna resell it and they're trying to make money. They're a business, right? So why would a business wanna take in a trade at a loss? That just doesn't add up for me. So the person who ended up falling for this, right? He had an LV1.5. LV1.5 worth about $800. Then he had a free kit, a used free kit, let's call it $100. So $900, LV1.5 and a free kit, and a brand new Go4, $1,300. Now, this didn't add up for me, and that's a big red flag. Why would he do business at a loss? So he was telling people he was willing to do business in trades at a loss, so his new store could get experience with newer markers. Now, I don't know who would go into business and open up a store without a working knowledge of all the main markers. Like somebody like me who's been doing paintball business, paintball stores, pro shop work, that thing. I have a general working knowledge of every high end on the market, and I can troubleshoot most of them at this point. So that line that, oh, he just wants experience with guns, he wants to try out new products, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Why can't you just order yourself some of those products? Why can't you order yourself a brand new CS2 Pro? Early in the game, I told the victim of the scam, do not send in your trade-in until you can verify with Eclipse that this guy is a legitimate dealer. So he has a dealer account. He's authorized to sell brand new Eclipse products. That is the easiest way to verify if it's a scam or if it's a good deal. So that is the firewall per se. So call Eclipse, send them an email, do whatever you need to do, but have them verify that this guy has a dealer account. My suspicions about this turned out to be true. So Eclipse doesn't let any Joe Schmo say, hey, I want 20 brand new Egos and 20 brand new Geos, and I'm gonna trap them out of my apartment. Eclipse does not do that. They're very picky and very selective of who gets to be a Planet Eclipse dealer. So even if like there are 2 stores that are kind of neighbors, Eclipse might not even give the newer store a dealer account because they don't want to cannibalize on their sales. So in order to get an Eclipse dealer account, you need a physical place of business, like a business hub or a storefront, something along those lines. You also need to provide a tax ID. So Eclipse can do their due diligence to prove that you're not just some schmoes trapping out guns in their apartment. Eclipse is very protective of their products, who gets to sell them, and they're not going to do business with just anybody. And this account just seemed like it was a nobody. So during the time where this kid who I was helping out, where he was supposed to be investigating if he has a dealer account or he doesn't have a dealer account, he ended up shipping his gun anyway. And when that happened, I was heartbroken because I knew this thing wasn't going to end well. And maybe weeks later, at the end of the story, it definitely didn't end well. So he was told by Eclipse that this guy, the seller, the name of his online business was not a legitimate Eclipse dealer, and it went all downhill from there. The next major red flag was that the seller of the G04 was unable to provide a time-stamped picture of the item itself. Now, what do I mean when I say time-stamped? So say you're buying any marker online, or you're doing a trade for any marker online. What you do is you ask the seller or the trading party to take a picture of the gun, and next to the gun, they take a piece of paper, they write your name and the date on it. This proves that they have the item in stock and they're able to ship. So poor Aiden, he's the victim of the scam. Aiden never received a picture of the G04 itself. And he just ignored all these red flags because it was such a good deal. He's getting a brand new marker for a used marker. Again, guys, there's no such thing as a free lunch, but the temptation of a come up, it was just too good for him to ignore. And he didn't listen to me. So he shipped his marker anyway, without a time-stamped picture. When this scam was being perpetrated about a month back, the availability of the G04 was super limited. Only major dealers were getting 2, 3, 4 of them. Those are your ANS gears, people like that. Now, why would this brand new store be able to get one of the hottest products on the market? Eclipse takes care of the big names first, and a guy like this, he would probably have to wait months after the release of the gun to even get his hands on just one of them. After talking extensively with Aiden, I said it's time for him to confront this guy and ask for his gun back. What's really sloppy about this thing is the scammer was using this gun on his Instagram, on his TikTok. He even appeared in another influencer's video shooting this scammed gun. It's unbelievable how sloppy this thing was. But it's almost looking like he's going to get away with it. And it just pisses me off that these scams keep happening in our community. The last major red flag has to do with the account itself. Now, this scam originated on Instagram, and the Instagram account that contacted Aiden, I am going to name them. It's Team Atlantic Airsoft. Now, why would an account that looks to be a very amateur airsoft team, why would they be a dealer for one of the most high-end paintball markers in the world? This guy only has about 100 followers, and there's no pictures of his online business, of them shipping out inventory. Like, if you have an online paintball business, right? You're gonna be advertising what you're doing. You're gonna be Rory at ANS Gear, and you're gonna be selling everything you have. You're gonna have a shipping warehouse. You're gonna have an inventory room. And this just looked like an airsoft kids team. So while I'm not going to name the individual himself behind this account, I will say Team Atlantic Airsoft was very, very sketchy during this deal. And the fact that they sent back just one random carbon fiber barrel and they didn't send back the gun, that's the nail in the coffin for me. I have all this information, but I don't want people out there going on a witch hunt. But Team Atlantic was super sketchy. And the name of the business that they were saying that they were running was called Squishy Paintball. What? Like Squishy Paintball? I know there are dumb names for paintball businesses, like Your PB Friend. Oh wait, that was a scam too. So if there's a dumb paintball business name, it's probably a scam. After Aiden confronted the scammer, he agreed to ship back the LV1.5 and the Freak Barrel Kit that was included in the trade. However, this is a international trade. So Aiden is in Canada, the scammer is in California. So weeks go by and he finally picks up his package. Aiden is expecting that he's gonna get his gun back and he came out of this thing scot-free. However, that's not how it went. And this is heartbreaking. Like, I am really upset. I think I might be more mad than Aiden is at this situation. Instead of getting his marker and his barrel kit returned to him, he was shipped back a random carbon fiber barrel. Here's a picture of it. So this scammer gets an LV1.5 and a Freak kit, and poor Canadian Aiden, he gets a random CF barrel. That's just awful. That's so shitty. I don't want what happened to Aiden to happen to any of you guys watching this video. So one of the things that I'm thinking of to make this better would be starting a third-party BST verification service. Now, what does that entail? If you're doing a trade and you see something that might be a red flag, or there's something that you just don't trust about one of the parties, instead of shipping directly to the person you're trading with, both of you will ship to me. I'll unbox the markers on camera. I will take them to the field, gas them up, shoot them. And when I have it verified that both parties have represented their guns accurately and everything's tested and working, then I will do the shipping from there. So basically I would act as an intermediary, a third party, and I'll verify that everything is kosher before you move forward. This used to be a thing on PB Nation, but I'm considering bringing this back for Facebook, Instagram, BST. If you guys think this is a good idea, leave a comment. Maybe I can save you from getting scammed, especially when you're dealing with $1,000 guns. Like, you can never be too careful. The other thing I'm planning on doing is sending Aiden out a little soup swag bag. Maybe one of my jerseys, pair of pants. He's a big dude. He's like the same size as I am. So a lot of the stuff I have that I don't use will probably fit Aiden. So I'm gonna bless him with like one of my OG jerseys, maybe some other swag I have around my place. But I feel so bad for this kid, but it's partially his fault, man. He thought he was getting a free lunch and it turned out to be a bunch of heartbreak. So this is Scotty with Willball for Soup, signing out. Be smart out there with your BST, guys. That's the moral of the story.